Hello, everybody. Glad to be here again for another session. And what I wanted to do is bring on a very special guest with me today. I'm going to introduce her in a little bit, but I wanted to get this out to you because a lot of you guys out there are always looking at better places to go out there and network, real networking places, not these mills and not these little meetup things that go out there where it's not collaborative. People are going in there only about me versus sharing in the rewards and knowing that they have to give in order to get. So I wanted to be able to introduce you to a true meetup group, and I participated in it, and I am becoming a member in it as well. And I want to tell you that for the first time I was really refreshed. I was really relaxed when I was a part of it. The people in it were great. A lot of various types of entrepreneurs and businesses in there, a wide variety. And the one thing that I took from it is that everybody truly is in there to help. It's different. There's no mandatory type meetings. There's no we're going to cut you if you don't show up type thing because you're too busy and you're actually getting penalized to be successful in your business. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce a very special woman that was able to give me her time today, which I appreciated, to go in there and run down some of the best aspects of the network meeting group that I couldn't even do justice to if I wanted to. So here she is. Becky, say hi real quick.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read her bio here real quick, and then I'm going to ask her some questions. We're going to make this quick and easy and painless so you can get in there, disseminate the information, and decide about whether or not this is for you or not. So let's just go in here a little bit. Becky is the founder of Business Connections of Nevada and has a passion for connecting people and making them more successful. Direct sales entrepreneurship has made Becky's career path for nearly 3 decades. Through the years, she has marketed everything from scrapbooks to personal security products. The constant in her career is fervent attention to planning and details and a commitment to providing her clients outstanding customer service, and I'd have to agree with that. Becky started her first business when she was a child. As a young entrepreneur, she created carnivals and puppet theaters for children in her neighborhood. She has always excelled at team building and attributes much of her prowess as a business person to her ability to harness the talents of others through collaborative efforts. Becky has promoted prominent leadership roles in a host of nonprofit organizations. She has started Girl Scout troops, thank goodness for Girl Scout cookies, and youth ministries across the country and received recognition and awards as a leader. In addition, she volunteers and helps leadership positions in Eastern Star, Job Daughters, and Angel Tree. Introducing children to community service in particular brings her a sense of fulfillment and happiness. And I have to agree with you 100% on that. Becky has friends all over the United States, and her name often comes up in conversation between people who meet for the first time. Nurturing lasting relationships has always been important to Becky, and her 29-year marriage to her husband, Gil, is one of the proudest achievements. She also has 2 beautiful daughters and 2 lovely grandchildren. As the CEO of Business Connections of Nevada, Becky is pursuing her lifelong purpose by helping entrepreneurs connect and build effective relationships. Her organization nurtures small to medium-sized businesses through weekly connection meetings and BCN's Internet Talk radio show. She is a woman of influence who envisions the success of others and helps them achieve their goals. So, with that, further ado, I am going to now introduce you to Mrs. Becky Stonebarger of Business Connections of Nevada. And to make this easy so it kind of flows, what I did is I put myself a little cheat sheet, and I want to ask some questions to highlight the best things of BCN. So let's start with that. Becky, tell me about Business Connections Network of Nevada, BCN. Give me the rundown.
What Business Connections of Nevada is business owners from all walks of life, no matter what stage they are in their business, come together for a weekly meeting to build relationships with one another. We're very big on building those relationships first. Our key words that we use is know, like, and trust each other. Once you know, like, and trust each other, you will naturally refer business to each other. So it is a referral business networking group. However, we've really put a lot of strength on the know, liking, and trusting of each other. And then referrals after that, they just come naturally. We meet on a weekly basis. We've got multiple locations, and we just bring in enrichment, bring in speakers to help either in personal enrichment or in business enrichment. So depending on what type of speaker that we're able to get for that particular week will determine the different varieties of enrichment. So we're always open to having new things brought into the group.
So then let me ask you, what would you say is it that members get out of being a member of BCN?
Mostly what they get is that solid referral lead. They're not going into a group where there's pressure for the leads to come and to be turned in. So what they're getting is when they receive a referral, it's a nice warm lead. The person is expecting them to call. The person is wanting them to call. It's not out. They're not out there fishing for it. So they have that security, that peace of mind that they've got a sales team out there working for them while they're doing their own job. They're also listening to conversations that are taking place around them and fitting their networking friends and fellow networkers into their conversations and referring them to help them succeed also. They also mentor to each other. It really is, we're building a community of caring. They just refer, they will mentor to each other. The mentoring is amazing, that everybody collaborates together.
So then this is probably my favorite question to ask you. What sets BCN apart from all the other networking groups that they're going to find in town?
We discovered that there's two basic styles of networking. The first networking style is your high professional attendance policies, referral lead policies, how many bringing visitors. There's very strict rules on your participation. And then there's another style where everybody comes, they pay for their own food. There's really not a vested interest in it. They just come and have lunch together. What BCN did was we recognized the fact that true professionals out there have appointments that they need to make every now and then. They need to get out there and they have an opportunity that may come up with them that will keep them from being a meeting. And the requirements of having to send somebody in their place doesn't set well with a lot of entrepreneurs because they don't have somebody that they can send in their place in order to keep their spot secured. So we have came into that middle ground. What we've done is our members don't have those strict rules. We still have tracking, so they still see, they have a desire to want to bring leads to each other. They have a desire to want to bring guests to each other. We recognize them for what they do, but we don't penalize them for what they don't do. We also screen our participants. Our members are screened with a background check. We don't allow a high amount of members who are in the product of home parties. There's a screening process. It's not that we don't allow them at all, but there is a screening process and an understanding on the professionalism and the level of participation that we do expect of them to come in and not be trying to recruit people into their organizations. That's something we do not allow. We also do background checks on our members to make sure that they don't have a crime pattern going from state to state that's followed them along. So there's some checks in place to make sure that our members are secure.
So the nice thing about it is that you're dealing with people that are both professionals or want to be professionals. You're not looking for those people that say run an organization, a network marketing or an MLM company that they're just out there and they go to these events trying to recruit. You're trying to get professionals in there so you have a good assortment of different types of entrepreneurs and different type of small business industries. That's what you're saying, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We want the small business, the everything from the startups to the mid-size, the brick and mortars, but the home parties, people who are coming in to sell their wares, book parties, and recruit. That's not something that we accept in the BCN. That's not the model that we are after. There are other groups out there that can accommodate that.
So I heard you use the words know, like, and trust. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Those are our main key words, and we got those from Bob Berg, Endless Referrals. He's got an awesome book, and I highly recommend anybody who's out there networking to read that book. And he uses that word, those three words, a lot throughout his book of know, like, and trust. And when all things are equal, people will do business with somebody that they know, like, and trust, or they will ask somebody who they know, like, and trust. So when you're out there looking for that pest control company or the landscaper or a pool cleaner, air conditioning, or financial planner, or even your end of life planning, people will ask somebody that they know, like, and trust, who they can refer them to. So it's a big visual or a big circle of where those three words are very important. We actually use that in our membership screening of part of our bylaws that and our code of ethics, that if you violate one of the know, like, or trusts, then your membership could actually be canceled, because those three words are very powerful and very important to us.
So let's talk a little bit about which types of businesses benefit the most from being a BCN member.
Many kinds of businesses benefit. Again, not necessarily the direct sale companies, but startups are definitely wonderful for receiving. One of the things that I failed to mention when I was talking about what sets us apart is we don't have meetings where everybody is just standing up and talking about themselves, and then we turn around and have 20-minute segments for members to have basically a 20-minute commercial on their business, and you have to wait in a rotation until it's your turn to talk about your business. We bring, like I said, we bring in speakers and enrichment rather than it being member commercials. We expect our members to have one-on-ones with each other to learn that more detailed of each other's businesses. So the types of businesses that benefit from us is businesses that are ready to take the next step in growth. They're ready to grow within themselves in how to be a better entrepreneur, run their business better. They're ready to invest more into their business to take it that next step, whether they're at the startup level or whether they're ready to get past that startup level and get to the mid-level, or from the mid-level to get to the higher level. So
Yep.
Whatever stage that they're at are the members that are going to benefit the most. The ones who are bringing in multi-millions of dollars in revenues are not necessarily the members that are going to be looking for us, just the same as the people who are not a true business license are not going to necessarily benefit from us.
Right, and I could say that, from blue collar to white collar, from professional services to industry services across the board makes up inside of the network. So if you are out there and you are doing a service for businesses or individuals, then I can tell you it's a good place to be. So let's talk about this. The key for every small business owner, obviously, is distribution, getting the word out, getting in front of as many people as they possibly can to hear about what it is that they do, or talk about specials or ads or campaigns or something that they're running. So you mentioned a little bit that you have a radio show. Tell me a little bit about the radio show and the purpose of that show specifically.
So the radio show is an avenue that we added to our network in April. So we're just about ready to have our first birthday in April. And we have been able to reach out to more business owners here in the Vegas area. We've brought in a lot of the more higher power speakers or guests on the show. We've got Downtown Project, the new CEO, Mark Rowland, this coming Thursday coming up. We've had Nina Raditich on the show. We've had some other Regis, DNR House of Diamonds. So we've had some good people that are established here in the community. The purpose of it is for the business owners, our networking business owners, to be able to go on the show, have commercials on the show, even be interviewed on the show, and to broaden their listening and their audience, to get their message out to people that they're not getting their message out to at the networking meetings. So it's another way of marketing themselves. We've got a great listener following that has just exploded over just the last 3 months. That has and the other thing that's really nice is that we have all of our shows on podcasts. So shows that we had on the air in April and May and June last year are still to this day being listened to. We're still getting reports on those shows being clicked on. So our advertisers, our members who want to get that outreach, are still being promoted because their commercials are still being listened to. Where your terrestrial radio, once it's been played, if there's not a podcast available, then those advertisers have finished the use of their marketing dollar.
That's a very, very good point. So let's talk about this, because I can tell you, if you're really looking to truly network and you're looking to be a part of a real, true networking organization and not one of these rah, feel good, let's just have a paid meeting where we can all sit around and have lunch together, something that's truly collaborative and not selfish. Why don't you tell the people where, if they want to be a part of this, where do you host the connection meetings if they want to attend themselves?
We have a Monday morning meeting in Henderson, and we have a Thursday morning meeting in the Southwest. And your best bet would be to check our website for the locations and times. We are morning meetings, so we are finished by 9:30, so you can make your appointments and take on your day. You haven't wasted half of your day traveling to and from meetings and sitting in meetings. Our website is bcn-nv.com, and it's got our full calendar, and there's even a section of special speakers and workshops that we're offering.
So, if you could say one thing to the people out there listening, what would you do to leave them with? What would you tell them if they're sitting on the fence about whether or not they want to take the opportunity to come and try you guys out?
Well, the one thing that I would say is you do not know the value until you have seen it. So please come to one of the meetings, either the Henderson or the Southwest meeting, and be my guest. I will take care of your day, your feast. All I want from you is your business card, just so that our check-in table we can send you a thank you for attending email. But come, see a meeting, try it out, see how it fits into your business and in your goals of where you want to go with your business, and then we'll talk after that. But the first thing you need to do is just attend a meeting and see how the value is.
So guys, if you're watching this, the most important thing that you will not only get is the networking, the group, the referrals, but also it doesn't cost anything to attend the first time. So you can get there, they'll cover the tab, you can try it out for yourself. If it's a home run, it's something that you want to be a part of, it's seamless, you join and become a part of the network. If it's not something for you, well, at least you know by attending firsthand, and you don't have to take anybody else's word for it. It doesn't matter what their experience is, it matters what your experience is. And I would say you need to find yourself the time and make the time to get out at least to one meeting. Some of the topics that before we leave here, I wanted to go over, if a business owner wants to learn, I know that you network, but you also have topics about, teaching them how to, run their business like a business and not have it run them, how to drive traffic to their brand, how to cut the fat out of their business, how to, what kind of structure to have, and you have resources available to them of that nature. Anything that you want to pipe in on that, just about some of your classes and how critical they are, that they can come in a non-threatening environment and receive some of this true training where they can actually get tools that they need that you would they could pay $1,000 company, company $1,000 here or a company $1,000 there to go learn things that you bring in these top speakers to go and teach about. Can we just end with that real quick about some of the things that you're looking to do and some of the training that they'll get that's imperative for the survival of a small business, especially today?
Right. We have had trainers on taxes. We've had trainers on social media. We've had training sessions on goal planning. We have such a wide variety, and to be honest with you, you just named off a whole list of trainings that we have. Our trainings are kept to 15 to 20 minute segments. The old adage, your mind can only handle as much as your butt can handle. And so we keep them sweet and packed full of content. Our trainings, most of our trainings take place during the meetings. However, we do also offer the side workshops, which are at minimal cost just to cover our expenses of our room, but our speakers are giving of themselves, and we're always open to new ideas and welcoming new enrichment speakers. So we really don't limit. The only thing that we require is that any of our speakers must not be self-promoting. They must be giving from the heart. The give to get is very important to us because we are community driven.
And I can tell you, in this ever-changing world of business, what worked yesterday does not work today, and it's important with all the rules, the regulations, the changes in a lot of codes and things that directly affect everybody that's going to be watching this program. I would just admonish you guys to not dawdle in getting over to BCN and taking part in some of these great curriculum that you learn. Some of the things that you learn just may save your business. At the same time, it may make or save you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. So, Becky, I really appreciate you being here. I thank you for taking the time. If you guys know where to go to, Becky, why don't you go ahead and give your domain address and your phone number if somebody's watching this and they want to be in touch with you.
Our website is BCN, Business Connections Network, -NV for Nevada.com, BCN-NV.com. You can also find us on all of the social medias. Phone number 702-839-8586. Thank you for having me, Nick. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for being here. Why don't you give your number one more time? 702?
702-839-8586.
839-8586. I placed this in the sticky here, but mark that down. And hey, thanks, Becky. We really appreciate you being a part of this, and we look forward to being a part of your group. So,
thank you.